Alright guys, G-Funk back. I know it's been a while, and I know I'm pretty late on this prediction, but you know, hey, better late than never. Been real busy, but I'm gonna squeeze this one in while I'm on my way to take care of some business. Got a pretty long drive, so figured I'd knock it out right now. So we're gonna talk about the big fight this weekend. We got Miguel Angel Cotto versus Saul Canelo Alvarez. Should be a good fight, guys. You know, the major headline in this one for me is Mexico versus Puerto Rico. You know, that's the best rivalry in boxing. It has been for years. We can go on and on about a lot of these fights. You know, De La Hoya versus Trinidad, Sanchez versus Gomez. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, guys. But this should be a classic, I think, in the rivalry, because both of these guys do have, you know, a lot of pride and for their country and things like that. So I think it should be a good fight. I'm supporting it. It's like I've supported all the pay-per-views this year. I'm a real boxing fan. Some of you guys out there claim to be real boxing fans, but you didn't even buy pay-per-views after the Triple G pay-per-view bombed. You know, a lot of you guys are out there pushing his agenda, but you didn't even buy his pay-per-view, you know. So anyway, got my wife driving right now. What do you think's gonna win the fight this Saturday?
I think Cotto's gonna win the fight this Saturday.
Cotto, huh?
Yes.
Why do you got Cotto?
Well, I think he has a lot more experience than Canelo. Been seeing his name around far longer than I've been hearing Canelo. So I think Canelo has to actually prove himself by beating Cotto. His name is more well known. And plus, because I like his coach, Freddie Roach.
My wife likes Freddie Roach. What do you think about Freddie Roach?
I think he's a nice guy.
He's a nice... You hear that, guys? Roach, the Roach coach, is a nice guy. According to the casual female perspective. But now I'm gonna go ahead and break this thing down real quick for myself. A couple of things I want to mention before I really get into my short but efficient breakdown. You know, the major headlines, of course: Miguel Cotto dropping the WBC lineal title. Give you guys a quick shot of downtown Sacramento right there. New arena being built. But yeah, he dropped the belt. Basically because he just didn't want to fight Triple G. So, you know, I mean, that speaks a lot about how belts are viewed today. People just, I mean, they really mean nothing anymore, you know, and it's sad. There was a time when they did mean something, but not no more. And also, some other things that I've been seeing, you know, out there in the YTBC is people said that they're worried about Canelo looking weight drained for this fight. We all know that he blows up in between fights. I just seen a video of him the other day where he's like shadow boxing. You know, it looks in very good shape. I mean, really good shape. I think the problem with most people is that, you know, at the beginning of these promotions, Canelo, you know, he blows up. He looks so thick and heavy before he starts training camp, and then now that he's in tip-top shape, week of the fight, you know, people, it's such a big change, you know. But really, I don't think he looks weight drained at all. To me, in my opinion, I think he looks ready to go. Looks in real good shape. So, all right, now let's talk about the fight. Break this thing down real quick. Let's talk about Alvarez. You know, pretty solid fighter in my opinion. I'd say, I don't know if I'd give him an A level, more like maybe a B- level in my opinion. You know, he's got decent punching power. I don't believe in this big myth that he's such a huge puncher like a lot of people claim him to be. You know, he gets guys out of there that he's supposed to get out of there, and Cotto's a guy that he should get out of there, you know. He's older, he's smaller, right? Cotto said that he's going to retire in a year. Canelo should get this guy out of there if he's this monster that a lot of his fans talk about. I just don't see it. Every time he steps up in competition, you know, he doesn't get the knockout. You know, the 3 best guys on his resume are Austin Trout, Floyd Mayweather, Erislandy Lara. And all of those fights went the distance. He actually had Trout down in, I believe, the 7th round. And then Trout gets up and wins the rest of that round. I mean, I'm not saying Trout won the round, but he did much better in the rest of that round because he went down early in the round. So when he steps up in competition, the knockouts, they're not there. I mean, that's just reality, guys. That's just facts, okay? He does tend to get tired late in fights. You know, he's very flat-footed, but he's very well balanced, you know, but he just can't move and punch at the same time. He's got real heavy legs, which I think is going to hurt him in this fight. But, you know, overall, decent fighter. Miguel Cotto, you know, very well seasoned veteran. We've seen him be a vicious body puncher at times with the left hook to the body. Then he brings that thing up top. We've seen him fight flat-footed, fight in the pocket early in his career. Then we've seen him fight on the back foot. You know, box, counterpunch, uses jab. He's got great timing on the jab. He also tends to gas late in fights. And, you know, he's got decent power at 154 or 160, wherever he's fighting at. But I personally think that I don't think he's a true middleweight at all. I think he's barely a legit junior welterweight, you know. But overall, very solid fighter. But he is up there in age, you know. That's a key factor for me. But you know, I think that Roach has helped his career out. I think as far as conditioning goes, you know, he seems to be a little more in shape to me, more than previous fights. But I think this will be the ultimate test for this whole Freddie Roach experiment, you know. I mean, some people might say, you know, he passed the test with Martinez, right? But, I mean, let's be honest, man, that was not the real Martinez, you know. Although he did get him out of there and he gets full credit from me. But that was not the real Martinez that we were used to. So, if I'm a betting man, let me get into my prediction now. If I'm a betting man, right, and I want to bet on this fight, and I do believe that Canelo is the favorite, I think, you know, whatever you got to drop on Canelo to win some money, put the money on Canelo, right? Because we all know the fight goes 12 rounds, he ain't losing, right? It's just, I mean, that's just the way it is with this guy. You got to beat him, you either got to be Floyd Mayweather, you got to have the name, or you got to knock him out, right? And the reason why I bring up the Mayweather fight is because Mayweather whipped his ass for 12 straight rounds, right? And somehow, some way, one of the judges saw an even fight. You know, I just don't understand it. I mean, the Austin Trout fight, right? Close fight. Could have went either way in a lot of people's opinion. But of course, all 3 judges have the fight. I mean, huge margin for Canelo Alvarez. Huge. Same thing with Erislandy Lara. In my opinion, he lost that fight. I mean, it was hard to give him 5 rounds, really. But he got the win somehow, some way, on one of the judges' scorecards by a wide margin. So that's why I say, if you're a betting man, bet on Canelo, all right? And that's my prediction. Canelo's going to win the fight. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, if he gets outboxed thoroughly for 12 rounds by Cotto, and he doesn't get knocked out, he doesn't get stopped, he's going to win. And I do think that that's possibly what's going to happen. I think that Cotto has the ability to outbox him, to outthink him, to outsmart him. I think he's a little more well-rounded than Canelo is. Especially Canelo's corner. Those guys, I mean, if he looks bad in this fight and he still gets the win, I mean, he's got to get a new coach, man. Those guys just suck, in my opinion. But that's basically what I see. I see Cotto winning on most people's cards, but then at the end of the day, I see Canelo's hand being raised, you know? He's all Golden Boy has left right now, and they got to keep this guy alive. You know, that's just the way it is right now with Golden Boy. So that's how I see it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video here because we're stuck in some horrible traffic. But hey, you guys have a good one. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're ordering the fight. And I'm out.